Hello everybody and welcome to a quick little video. I'm going to talk about some of the finer points when it comes to farming some of the rare mounts scattered throughout the world of Azeroth. There are a few very important things that you should know about because there are potential ways that you could be completely wasting your time if you're not careful. So, with that, let's get into it. So the very first thing you need to understand is a little bit about how Cross-Realm works. A number of expansions back, Blizzard implemented Cross-Realm for all Old World content. This meant that zones prior to the current expansion, you can expect to see players from many different realms other than your own. This significantly boosted the population of these zones, meaning that if you were looking for the Time-Lost Proto-Drake, Aeonax, any of those rare spawns that pop up, you suddenly have way more competition than you did before. So how do we get around this? Well, thankfully, Blizzard opted not to turn on Cross-Realm for RP servers in order to maintain the community-driven aspect of those realms. So our first and longest step in this process is to start a character on an RP realm and level it up a bit. I found the sweet spot to be somewhere between level 43 and 47, as this allows you to learn the fastest flying speed, and it will allow you to kill some of the more difficult mobs with ease, provided you are outside of Chromie time. More on that a little bit later. I also recommend using a Paladin for this process thanks to their Crusader aura, which provides an additional 20% speed while mounted. Thanks to the addition of Chromie time, you can choose any expansion's content to level through, though I definitely recommend Warlords of Draenor for two reasons. First, nearly every zone has a rare spawn with a 100% mount drop attached to it, so if you haven't gotten those already, you can get them while you're leveling up. You might need a friend or two to help you kill them. I was able to solo all of them on my Paladin, I just had to roll protection, and it takes quite a while. They've got quite a bit of health. Secondly, it is very quick to level through, as most of the quests are close together and there are plenty of treasures and rare spawns along the way that give you sizable boosts to XP. So once you've got your farming character ready to go, the next thing you need to understand is War Mode and Chromie time. At any given time, there are 4 versions of each zone available. War Mode on, War Mode off, Chromie time, War Mode on, and Chromie time, War Mode off. Each of these 4 phases, in essence, are completely different servers, which allows you 4 different opportunities in each zone to find the rares you're looking for. While in Chromie time, everything will scale to your level, making some mobs particularly challenging to solo, such as the Zandalari Warbringers from Pandaria or Aeonax and Deepholm. Outside of Chromie time, however, if you hit that level 43 plus mark, you'll find you outlevel that old content and you'll be able to kill those mobs in just a few hits. So I would suggest starting with your Hearthstone set to Orgrimmar. When checking spawns, I always started with Chromie time and War Mode on. I'd do a lap, and if I didn't find what I was looking for, I'd go to a rest area near where I was looking, and I would turn War Mode off so I could do another lap in a different phase. If both of those failed, then I would take my Hearthstone back to Orgrimmar, turn Chromie time off, and turn War Mode back on. Do another lap like that. Then if I still haven't found what I'm looking for, I would once again go to a nearby rest area, turn War Mode off, and this allowed me to check all 4 separate potential spawns. In future videos, I may cover how best to approach individual rare spawns and what routes I use to farm them, but for now I want to keep it general so you can apply it to anything you wish to farm. Now, before you jump into it, there is one really important thing left to understand about how these low pop servers work, which brings us to our final point. So now we gotta talk a little bit about stealth resets. Presently in the game, as of 9.0, beginning of Shadowlands, there is a hidden mechanic that you need to know about and understand before you get too deep into hunting rare spawns. If a zone is completely empty, in the vast majority of old world content, the zone itself will actually unload temporarily until a player character enters that zone. This has the same effect as a server reset. This can work either for or against you, depending on the rare you're looking for. As an example, the rare portal that spawns for Void Talon in the Warlords version of Draenor cannot begin to spawn until 48 hours after a server reset. This means that, for example, if Nagrand unloads due to inactivity, the portal will not be able to spawn for another 48 hours from when the first player re-enters that zone and respawns the zone. This unloading of zones seems to happen after roughly 15 minutes of inactivity, making some spawns particularly difficult to track down. In other cases, this can be hugely advantageous. Huolon, for example, on the Timeless Isle, spawns immediately upon a server reset. So we can use this knowledge to kill him every 15 to 20 minutes instead of having to wait the up to an hour long respawn time he normally has, doubling or tripling how many times we can kill him in a day, provided we're the only ones camping that spawn. We would simply kill him, log out or leave the zone, and come back 20 minutes later for a fresh respawn. You might be wondering, however, how do we know when these stealth resets occur? This is the only really mandatory add-on I would recommend when hunting for these kinds of rare spawns: NPC time. This add-on will add a timestamp to the tooltip of creatures when you mouse over them. So if you mouse over an unkillable NPC, it will indicate how long that NPC has existed, and therefore the last time the zone reset. A link to the add-on has been provided down in the description of this video, along with links to some of the other pages that I've shown throughout. Each rare spawn has its own rules regarding when and how often it spawns, so I recommend you take the extra time to look them up on Wowhead, read through some of the comments to get a feel for what to expect. This little bit of extra research can save you literal hours of wasted time, as you could be flying around a zone looking for something with zero chance of spawning. So that's it. Putting this to practice, I managed to get all of the Draenor rares, 2 of the 3 Zandalari Warbringer mounts, Void Talon, the Grey Camel, and Aeonax all within the span of a couple weeks. If you found this video helpful, please go ahead and hit that like button, ring that bell, all that normal YouTube jazz, and let me know in the comments if you'd like to see specifics on any particular rare, or if you've got any questions for future videos. And until next time, keep on keeping on.